Every year you delay retirement, you're trading one more year of income for 1 year less of health, energy, and freedom. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 5 reasons to retire now, and how to know if now is the right time before you wake up one day wishing you left work years earlier. So reason number 1 to retire now is to avoid the regret I hear all the time from people in their 70s and 80s. They'll tell you life has 3 stages. Early on, you have time and health, but not much money. Then midlife, money and health are strong, but time disappears between work and family. And later on in retirement, you finally have time and money, but health starts limiting what you can do. But here's what most people miss. Between these two, there's actually a 4th triangle, a golden window when you have the time and money, and you're still healthy enough to fully use both. What older retirees regret is that they stayed stuck in this triangle, delaying trips and experiences. And even though they built the money side a little more, the stress of those last few years of work quietly took away the short time they had in this golden window. So reason number 1 you should retire now is because the risk isn't only outliving your money. It's retiring with plenty of money and realizing you missed the window of health where you could actually enjoy it. The second reason to retire is to avoid the trap that makes even the smartest people waste valuable years working, without any actual payoff for their retirement. Let's say you have $2 million saved and you're getting ready to retire. If you work just one more year, a 10% return can mean another $200,000. Money that might have taken you a decade to save when you're younger can be added in just a few months. But the question that very few retirees actually consider is, what can that extra money do for your retirement? Think about when you first started to establish yourself in your career. The first few dollars you earned changed everything. A safer neighborhood for your family, better schools, and the chance to take vacations. But researchers have studied the relationship between household income and happiness, and it looks like this. The first part of the curve is steep. That's how much happiness increases with each extra dollar of income. But once you've covered the big stuff, housing, healthcare, and maybe a travel budget, the curve flattens. The value of your savings might be surging, but the value you get from that extra money barely moves your lifestyle. So while the idea of turning down another $200,000 might feel ridiculous, it's important to ask, would it actually make a difference to my quality of life in retirement? And that's the second reason to retire now. The real win isn't dying with the biggest account balance. It's reaching enough and using your best years to enjoy it. But even if you do work longer, does that actually mean you'll have more money to spend in retirement? Well, let me show you the hidden cost of working one more year using John and Linda as an example. This shows their tax bracket over time. Because most of their savings are pre-tax, they'll be forced into a higher bracket later because of RMDs. But right here, their bracket would drop temporarily. This is the window after John retires, but before Social Security and RMDs kick in. And it can be a great opportunity for tax strategies like Roth conversions. So we add in a strategy converting up to the 22% bracket for the first 5 years of retirement. And this can lead to saving over $500,000 in lifetime taxes. But there was one small detail that could erase these tax savings that they never considered. And if you want to see if a strategy like this could save you taxes, I'll include a link for free access below so you can get that answer in just a few minutes. John figured extra savings could always help and was considering working a couple more years. But if he works 2 years longer, that takes away 2 of the years we plan to do the Roth strategy. And pushing those conversions back just 2 years cost him about $200,000 in missed tax savings. So yes, the account balance might be larger, but a big chunk of that extra money goes straight to taxes. And that's the third reason to retire now. Retiring sooner can actually mean more spending money because of what you can save in taxes. But the fourth reason has nothing to do with your spending money. It's about something you don't realize you're spending until it's gone. The thought of working one more year doesn't sound like much, but that's 250 more days you'd spend in the office. So what do those days really cost you? Well, a study from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics tracked how family time changes with age. By the time your kids graduate high school, you've already spent 93% of the time you'll ever spend with them. Now, fast forward to today. Let's say you see your kids 10 times a year between dinners, weekends, or holidays. If you live another 25 years, that's just 250 more visits. So if this is you, you could spend more days at your desk this year than you'll spend with your kids the rest of your life. But this isn't just about kids. If your parents are still alive, how much more time do you have with them? And what about your spouse? And how much of it will you have your health and energy? So the fourth reason to retire now is the clock that's ticking on your relationships. Every day you spend at work is a day you can be spending with the people you care about, days you'll never get back. And the fifth reason isn't just about missing days with the people you care about. It's about what those days can turn into later. Think about a year you call good. It's usually not the busiest year, it's the year with the experiences you still tell stories about. And that's what these white bars show. Each bar is a year, and the bigger bars are the ones with more of those experiences. But you might be thinking, how does an experience from 5 years ago have anything to do with retirement? And it's because a good year actually looks more like this. The white bar is when the experience happens, but the gray is the replay value, the enjoyment you keep getting later when you tell the story, see the photos, or your family brings it up again. And what retirees don't realize is that when you don't take the trip, you don't just miss it this year, you miss the next 10, 15, or 20 years of reliving it. So that's the fifth reason to retire sooner. When you delay retirement, you don't just delay new experiences, you delay building the memories that keep paying you back later. Because in your 70s and 80s, a big part of retirement isn't what you do today. It's the memories you get to keep enjoying. But even after people finally do retire, there's one mistake that can still quietly wreck their plan. They hold on to 5 specific investments too long, and it costs them time, freedom, and money. Watch this next. It'll show you what those 5 investments are and how to know if you should sell them before it's too late.